It's our policy. If you don't like the policy, we'll send out the police to show you that we are backing up our policy with arms, with people with guns. It's our policy that you need to mind your business and stay out of the streets and don't give the government any problems, because if we catch you out on the streets with a riot, we're going to deal with you, because that's our policy, is to keep everything peaceful. They're called peace officers, and we don't want people out in the street rioting, because that's not good for our business. So that's why we have police. They back up the policy by the police. So it's a very interesting way of looking at the world, how the world really works. Banks, religions, government. Christianity is a corporation. It was incorporated in the Vatican back in many hundreds of years ago. The Vatican incorporated. It became a company. It became a big company. And that's why today, even in America, you have the Marine Corps. Corps is short for corporation. This is why when you die, you are a corpse. But while you were alive, you were a corporation. And so that's why you were a corpse. Well, now you're a corporation, but you're out of business. You're defunct and you're out of business.
Mr. Maxwell, we have a question. So Habibi Jan asked, what are they doing with all the profits of the business of humans?
They are operating dark, secret projects that cost trillions of dollars to do. Trillions of dollars. Big projects, major projects, so big you've never heard of them before. And that's why they need the money. They need the money because each one of our bodies, that's another point I didn't bring up yet. Your physical body is a security on the New York Stock Exchange. You're worth about $6.5 million to $7 million. If you call the stock market, there's a certain place you call in New York to the stock market to find out what a particular stock is worth. And you call them and you tell them, I was cleaning my grandmother's garage and I happened to find an old piece of paper, and it's a security on the stock exchange. And I want to know, is it valuable? Is it of any value? I don't know. Can you tell me? And they will say, give us the stock number. And you give them the number on the back of your Social Security card. Your Social Security card has numbers on the back. You give them the numbers on the back of the Social Security card, and they will come back and say, oh, yes, that's worth $6.5 million. To who? Who owns it? And they will give you your name. They'll give you your name. And then you say that I am so-and-so. It's on the back of my Social Security card. That's me. Are you telling me I got $6.5 million? They'll say, that's right. You got $6.5 million on the New York Stock Exchange. Well, then what are you worried about paying off your house for and paying off your plane and your jet and your boat for if you got $6.5 million on the stock market, for God's sakes? Why are they taking your house from you? If you can't pay for your house, you can't pay for your car, why don't you just pay the damn thing off with the $6.5 million you got on the stock market? Well, the reason you don't is because you didn't even know you had $6.5 million on the stock market. You didn't even know how it works. And they don't want you to know. It's a big club and you ain't in it. But that's how the big wealthy guys of this country buy the hotels and the airlines and buy all this stuff, because they know they're worth $6.5 million on the stock market. They want to buy something that's cost $5 million. They just pick up the phone and say, sell off $5 million of my stock. Now you only got $1.5 million left. It doesn't matter. I just spent $5 million. I'll take care of the other $1.5 million later. That's how people with the big money run business from behind the scenes on the stock market, because they know things you don't know.